Good morning, students. How are you? I hope you all are well. Today you are going to read sixth poem of your book First Flight, named Amanda, written by Robin Kellin. My dear students, firstly I want to tell something about the poem. Robin Kellin is an Australian author of books for children. In this poem, she describes the views of a little girl, Amanda, who is constantly pointed out by her mother for making mistakes. Mistakes which she considers as they are not part of the code of good conduct laid out by the society in which we live. My dear students, I want to tell here Amanda is a little girl, her mother is rebuking her, and also there is shown Amanda's reactions against her mother's words. So I'm going to read the first passage. Don't bite your nails, Amanda. Don't hunch your shoulders, Amanda. Stop that slouching and sit up straight, Amanda. These lines are spoken by Amanda's mother, and in the next lines, there is shown Amanda's reactions. There is a languid, emerald sea where the sole inhabitant is me, a mermaid drifting blissfully. Here in the first line, hunch means bent, and the slouching means sitting in a lazy way. And in the next four lines, languid means relaxed. Emerald here is green color, is used for green color, although emerald means a precious stone of green color. Inhabitant means resident, drifting carried slowly by the water, and blissfully means happily. Here Amanda's mother says to Amanda for biting nails, this is a bad habit. Next, she asks her to sit straight without bending her shoulders. Amanda, who has habit of bending her shoulders and sitting lazily, is being pointed out because her mother wants her to sit in the right posture. At this point of time when she is being scolded by her mother, she imagines herself to be in a deep green sea. She says that she wants to be the only resident of this beautiful green sea. She imagines herself like a mermaid, and she wants who is alone there and leads her life in a very relaxing way. She says that she wants to be carried away by the current of water and feel the relaxing environment there. In this way, Amanda's mother is rebuking her, but Amanda is not happy from her mother's words. My dear students, now I am going to tell you about poetic devices used in these lines. The first poetic device is used here, anaphora. Anaphora means repeated use of a word at start of two or more lines. As you are seeing here in the first line, don't bite, and in the next line, don't hunch. Don't is used two times. That's why there is anaphora. The next poetic device is used here, assonance. Assonance means repeated use of a vowel sound and vowel letter. Here the use of the sound O in the words don't hunch your shoulders. That's why there is assonance. The next is metaphor. Metaphor means when two opposite objects are compared with a special quality. Here emerald is compared with the sea water. Although emerald is a precious stone and its color is green, and this is compared with the sea, that's why there is metaphor. The next poetic device is used here, imagery, in the words drifting blissfully. Imagery draws on the five senses, mainly the details of taste, touch, sight, smell and sound. Here sight image is used by the poet. And the next poetic device is used here, alliteration. In the words stop that slouching and sit up straight. Here the word ss is used again and again. That's why there is alliteration. Now my dear students, we move on the next passage. Again Amanda's mother is rebuking Amanda, and she is saying her, did you finish your homework, Amanda? Did you tidy your room, Amanda? I thought I told you to clean your shoes, Amanda. And in the reaction, Amanda thinks, I am an orphan roaming the street. I pattern soft dust with my hoosed bare feet. The silence is golden, the freedom is sweet. Here, orphan means a child whose parents are dead, and hoosed means quiet and still place. Here, the poet says that Amanda's mother is inquiring her about whether she has done her homework or not, and then she asks her mother she has cleaned her room or not. Moreover, she is also reminded to clean her shoes. So here we can see that the mother is constantly asking her questions regarding her homework being done or not. or whether she had cleaned up her room and shoes or not. But on the other hand, while Amanda is listening to her mother's instructions, she imagines herself to be an orphan who is roaming in the streets. This means that she imagines if she would have been without parents, she would have walked freely in the streets. She would have drawn designs on the soft dust with her uncovered feet very quietly. So we can see that she thinks opposite to her mother. My dear students, now I am going to tell you about the poetic devices used in these lines. The first poetic device again here is anaphora, because again did you finish and did you tidy, in these two lines did you is used, that's why there is anaphora. And the next poetic device is assonance, because the sound of o is repeated in the words thought, told, you, your shoes. And the next poetic device is used here, metaphor, in the words silence is golden, freedom is sweet, because silence is compared as golden and freedom is shown as sweet. Now we are moving on the next passage. Here again Amanda's mother is rebuking Amanda and she says to her, don't eat that chocolate, Amanda. Remember your acne, Amanda. Will you please look at me when I am speaking to you, Amanda? And in the reactions, Amanda thinks, I am a Rapunzel. I have not a care. Life in a tower is tranquil and rare. I will certainly never let down my bright hair. Here, Amanda's mother is rebuking her, and now she is saying her to not to eat chocolate. She reminds her of pimples that Amanda faces due to eating chocolates. At last, she scolds her for not paying attention to what her mother says. At this moment, Amanda imagines herself to be Rapunzel. Rapunzel was a character from a fairy tale that was captured in tower by a witch. The witch used to climb the tower with the help of long hair of Rapunzel that were let down by her through the window. So now Amanda wants to be Rapunzel because she feels that life in the tower will be peaceful and unusual. She thinks she will be free and live in a peaceful environment in the tower. She also confirms to herself that she will never let her hair down to anyone so that nobody could come to her in the tower. That's why we are seeing here Amanda wants to go away from her mother and wants to live a life of freedom. Again, I want to tell here the poetic devices used by the poet. The first poetic device is used here, allusion, use of famous fairy tale character Rapunzel. The second is assonance because E and O sound is again repeated here. And the third is consonant, use of sound R in the words care and bright hair. Now we move on the next passage. Again Amanda's mother is rebuking Amanda and she says to her, stop that sulking at once, Amanda. You are always so moody, Amanda. Anyone would think that I nagged at you, Amanda. Sulking means here be in a bad mood, moody means unstable, and nag means harass. Here Amanda's mother now warns her for behaving in a very odd manner. She asks her to stop being in a bad mood. Moreover, she blames her of having such an unstable mood. She also scolds her by saying that her behavior will one day make people think that Amanda was constantly being harassed by her mother. Here, Amanda's mother is rebuking Amanda and saying her that don't look like in this way because people will say that I am harassing you and that's why your mood is in this way. My dear students, here I am also going to tell you about the literary devices. First literary devices is used here, alliteration. In the word stop that sulking. Alliteration where the consonant word and consonant sound is repeated. In the word stop may S and in the second word sulking, SS is repeated again and again. That's why there is alliteration. And there is also, I want to tell one thing more. In all passages there is the poetic device repetition because the word Amanda is used again and again all passages. That's why there is repetition. My dear student, I hope all things are clear to you all. And now I want to say please read the poem attentively and thank you. Have a nice day.